And we're back! After a brief break this summer, we are so excited to share what we've been up to, where we're going next, and topics for next week's full-length episode.
Welcome to the Travel More podcast.
Each episode, we share custom itineraries, travel hacks, expert advice, and even stories of our past travel failures to help you level up your travel game.
I'm Shelly, a lover of plans, itineraries, and cheap flights. I'm an expert deal finder with one eye always on the budget.
And I'm Bruce, the improviser, ready to pick up where plans fail to turn letdowns into unexpected trip favorites. We're here to bust through barriers that stop you from making your travel dreams a reality.
So book that flight, buy the tickets, and say hello to your next adventure.
This is the Travel More Podcast. Welcome back to the Travel More Podcast.
Welcome back.
Wow, I haven't said that in a while.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back.
It is nice.
So, we're sorry about the hiatus. We've been gone for quite a while.
Not on purpose.
Not
really.
not on purpose. I know we were really trying to keep up with the 2-week, every other week kind of launching our episodes. But then some things changed and a curveball hit us back in March.
Yeah,
a small thing.
In the best way possible. So we are expecting our first baby.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what was I going to say?
Like, what do I
how
say?
do you say this? Yeah. No, we're expecting our first in December.
Yeah.
So needless to say, it's been kind of a wild summer where Shelly and I have been taking time to do some other things. Mm-hmm. On top of that, we're also moving.
Yeah,
which
we decided last week that we would sell our house.
School year starts up, baby's on the way, we're moving houses. It's like the 3 most stressful things you could probably do.
Yeah.
So it makes all our big trips we've ever done look easy.
Yeah, we're like Norway, going, switching cities every 2 days, easy peasy,
easy.
No big deal.
Or like landing in Uganda and having never, no expectation of who we might even really meet.
Right, no
Nothing.
big deal.
No stress.
I actually think the biggest or hardest trip we ever did was that one where we stayed over in Iceland and did 18
for 24 hours.
18, and we literally stayed up the entire time and drove the whole country and then the whole Golden Circle and then kept going to Munich and didn't sleep, and then kept going to Prague.
Met our friends in the train, then took a bus, and then stayed up all night.
It was a full 72 hours of travel. And honestly, that looks easy peasy right now.
Definitely. I think I'd rather do that than all this. So
no, but this is all good. We're very excited. But it has definitely thrown a curveball kind of in our plans. So we just wanted to come on here and kind of, mention that we weren't just blowing everybody off.
The podcast is definitely still on.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But wanted to explain where we've been, what we're doing, and what we're doing next.
Yeah, and this podcast will not become a baby travel podcast. I promise.
Don't worry. It's not just going to be about kids and
toddler travel. And all. No, I mean, she'll make an appearance, I'm sure, in some travel stories, and maybe an episode here or there. But I promise we'll stick to the script here on what I've always hoped to do, which is to find different strategies to help you travel more in your day-to-day life.
I do think it's exciting though, because whether you're someone who travels solo or you're a couple or you have a family, it'll be fun for Shelly and I to kind of dive into traveling with first a baby. Yeah,
I was going to say, I mean, the nice thing is that now we're kind of coming into different perspectives, because I didn't travel solo much, but you did, not necessarily solo, but you did school trip things and things where you were not necessarily
with a partner,
right? Exactly, having to compromise and everything with a travel partner. And then we've traveled for the last.
Don't worry, I've never felt like I had to compromise with you, so don't worry, not once.
And then we have traveled together for the last 10 years, just the two of us,
right?
And we feel pretty good about it. So I'm sure that this will turn us on our heads and we'll be like, man, right when we thought we were good at traveling.
Definitely.
Now we have this.
It won't be the only focus, of course.
No,
so it's definitely
not.
something to look forward to. But today we just want to do a quick episode to say we're back.
Yes.
You can look forward to our bi-weekly episodes again.
Yes.
We're still calling this season 2, I guess, because we're kind of rounding back into some of the episodes we had wanted to get done over the summer.
Yeah.
So
usually we start our new season in January. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the new year. So for the rest of season 2, we have kind of a great lineup of some of the best picked episodes, because obviously we skipped a few. So now you only get the best of the best episodes that we have picked out. And those will kind of run our normal format. And then going into the new year, we are going to be doing some interviews with some travel professionals and experts in different fields. And that's one of the ways, too, we are talking about. We're excited to kind of talk to people with different perspectives. Like, I know that we're talking to somebody like with adventure travel and another person with points and miles, like with a family, like a bigger family than we're talking. So it's just interesting to hear not only, a couple's travel, but all these different perspectives. And also, if someone can travel hack a family of 5
Yeah, it's not just one
yeah.
plus your, player 2, which
right,
is
but then
usually what you see.
Right, then you start
It's
to
a lot
think
of points.
like, oh, if they can do 5, surely I can get to my one bucket list for 2 of us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So even if you are a couple, this should all be relevant.
Right.
So we're really excited about those interviews going into season 3.
Yeah, I'm excited too because I know our format has generally just been Shelly and I talking. Although we did have our first interview over the summer, which was so much fun.
I can't wait to go to that festival.
I know.
We were so gonna go to the festival. Like,
Guys, I want to say,
excited.
like we said, we were so pumped to do this, and then, yeah, it's tough when you've got things changing, and it was hard traveling with Shelly pregnant, so
a little bit of a rough first trimester, which I'm sure some people can relate
definitely.
to. But all good now. It really threw a wrench in our summer plans. So
yes, we were also a little late to the gate, I think, looking at accommodations. So we were able to do some travels this summer. Mostly seeing family. Had a great trip to Maine. So.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We definitely did some things.
I know we kept saying, like, wow, we didn't do anything this summer. And I'm like, actually, we still drove to Memphis, went to Maine, and we made it to Disney in June. So
we did still do some stuff.
But it wasn't like a month-long,
No.
adventure like we've been having these last few summers. So we'll get back there. We'll get back there. That's coming next summer. You'll hear more about
We have
that.
quite a few things planned for next summer. So she's just going to have to be good in a carrier, I guess, because we're hitting the ground running.
She's going to learn fast.
Yeah.
We're having a girl, by the way. I know we said she.
Yeah.
But we never said, so now you can pick up. Anyway.
So anyways, we're just really excited to be back, and we just wanted to kind of make this episode to be like, we promise we didn't just fall off the face of the planet here or give up on the podcast. We really do love it, and we have had so many different emails and stuff over the summer.
Yes, I love the feedback.
Yeah.
So please reach out. It's great to hear from you guys. But yeah, we're going to be back in 2 weeks or next week.
I think it's next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll definitely have an episode out next Tuesday, a regular length episode. And we're going to be talking about some of our favorite cruise excursions.
Yeah, and like, are they worth it? So we did a cruise episode, and it was very popular, but also we had a lot of people reach out about cruises and didn't really consider them in the way that, like, I guess we talked about them originally.
Right. I was surprised. I guess I was surprised that the cruise episode was as popular as it was, but I do think it's one of those things that people have a lot of they view cruises as one thing. Like, either you love them and you went on them a lot, or you just think that they're not for you at all.
Yeah.
And Shelly and I have had some experiences, and I think there's so many different things you can do when cruising.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
Or just taking a boat, because every time I say cruising, I think people are thinking of the massive boats. You know what I mean?
right.
Like floating casino of the 80s and 90s.
And they can be a lot smaller than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that also, like, and we've had both, which is what we're going to talk about next week, but, you can have, like, what I'm going to call a typical cruise excursion experience, where it feels very much like, okay, like, I got a very small, very kind of basic sampling of a place.
Yeah,
versus,
where it feels
like,
quick and almost pressured sometimes, or like, you're kind of gated together in one little area, and then you go back on the boat.
Right. And we've had that, but then we've also had like this is what we would have done even if we had just landed on a plane in this place.
Right. I would have liked to do this even if I was doing my own guided trip, guiding myself without
This is a day I would have spent in this place.
Right.
Exactly like this, with or without the cruise. So we're going to talk about both of those things and kind of, whether cruise excursions are worth the hype or whether you can kind of make your own experience from them.
Right.
And it'll make it just as good.
Yeah. So that'll be next week.
So thanks again for your support and for sticking around. And we have seriously found the best travel community on the internet.
Absolutely. So yeah.
See you next time.
See ya.
Did you know that every time you book a Disney or Universal vacation, you're paying for a service that you may not even be using?
Really?
That's right. Travel agent costs are added to your Disney or Universal vacation, whether you use one or not.
So you're telling me that I'm paying for something even though I'm not getting the help?
You got it. So next time you want to book a theme park vacation, make your money work for you. By booking with Magic Pass Travel, you'll get our expertise and years of experience without paying any extra and while supporting a small business.
Check out our show notes to find our contact information.
Can't wait to help you plan your next adventure.